Manny, what do you make of Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Floyd Mayweather?
Crawford what?
Better than Floyd Mayweather. Canelo said that.
Crawford can beat.
No, Crawford said Canelo. Canelo said Crawford's better than Mayweather. What do you think? What's your assessment on that?
There's a different style, you know. I mean, they're both good fighters, so it's hard to compare yourself to others.
Terence Crawford couldn't have an error to himself, and if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favored? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ryan keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
In the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in the fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who would win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd would win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I love you, Terence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah,
Yes. He's a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ and
But
that
the
shit
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody
though.
else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got to pioneer it, right?
Figure
Yeah,
out.
you got it.
There's an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere,
yeah,
and I just believe Floyd.
We know that you want to face the best, the top at 147. Rumor had it that you didn't want to face Terence Crawford. Is that the case, or was that just all rumor?
You know, I tell you this. Since before, I'm wanting to fight Terence Crawford, but I don't know why they don't give it to me.
Bob Arum said that you didn't want to fight.
No, I want to fight. Even before Jeep Horn, why Jeep Horn and why not Terence Crawford?
Why do you think that the fight wasn't made?
I don't know. I don't have idea. I'm a fighter. My job is to fight whoever opponent that you give me in front of.
For more than 2 decades, Floyd Mayweather remained beyond reach, dismantling elite punchers and reducing elite aggressors to helpless performers. Yet the question arises when an era's shadow meets the modern era's most versatile offensive force. Terence Crawford has recently exited boxing with an unblemished record, having left multiple undisputed title holders beaten in his wake. Arguments over a hypothetical prime versus prime matchup have split fans and analysts across the sport. Now,
have you thought about going for 51-0, beat Mayweather's record with 50-0? Is that something that you thought about?
I already said I was never gonna beat Mayweather record. That's not something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
To be honest, I was gonna retire if I didn't.
During a recent appearance on DAZN's Inside the Ring, Pacquiao removed emotion and assessed the matchup with a strategic, analytical mindset. He showed no hesitation in his conclusion. Pacquiao declared that a prime Terence Crawford would defeat Floyd Mayweather and leave the ring victorious. His reasoning points to a precise vulnerability he identifies within Mayweather's defensive system. According to Pacquiao, Crawford holds a clear edge due to his complete command of the southpaw stance. Although Mayweather successfully managed various left-handed opponents throughout his career, exceptionally unpredictable southpaw fighters historically created...
What do you make of Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Floyd Mayweather?
Crawford what?
Better than Floyd Mayweather. Canelo said that.
Crawford can beat.
No, Crawford said Canelo. Canelo said Crawford's better than Mayweather. What do you think? What's your assessment on that?
There's a different style, you know. I mean, they're both good fighters, so it's hard to compare yourself to others.
Do you think Crawford can do any of what Mayweather did against Canelo? Do you think he can do any of that?
What, Canelo?
Can Crawford do any of what Mayweather did against Canelo?
That's a good fight, man. You know,
We'll see. Thank you.
Think back to the opening rounds with Zab Judah, where Mayweather briefly appeared more vulnerable than usual. Pacquiao's view is that Crawford goes far beyond being simply a left-handed fighter. He sees him as a rare switch stance problem, someone who understands how to
Fighting Floyd, when you look back at that fight, it wasn't your toughest fight. because you said that was Mickey. Was Floyd the most skilled fighter you ever fought?
100%.
100%.
100%. He's the most talented fighter that I've ever fought. Yeah, 100%.
So his 50-0 and how people call him the greatest of all time, you feel that's well deserved based on you actually
100%.
getting in the ring with him.
100%. I don't have no dispute in.
Yeah.
He is everything that people say or what he say he is. He is.
What is it about Floyd that's just different than any other fighter once you get in the ring with him?
Work ethics. I fought him. We was young, growing up together. We was young in our early careers. I used to fly to Vegas, go hang out with him. He would come to New York, we hang out, all that. So his work ethics, like the way he worked was different. Like see me, I was raw talent. I could just do shit like like nobody else could do. I could do it it was like Bluetooth for me. I could pull a shit out the sky and just get it done. He was a guy that he put the work ethics on top of being, talented. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong, I trained hard. Yeah, I put my work in,
but not like Floyd.
I didn't, and so I had a chance of working with him for the Pacquiao fight, and I got to train with him and see how he worked. And I mean, we would pull off 4 or 5 hour gym sessions, right from the gym session, leave there and go run 10 miles.
Yeah.
I'm like, this motherfucker's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then we go home and go and lay down. And he'll call you again at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, like, yo, what up? Let's go running. I'm like, yeah, dude, are you crazy, dude? Like,
this isn't simply an old rival airing personal bias about a former opponent. Another undisputed champion has also intensified the discussion around this hypothetical clash. Saul Canelo Alvarez, who has faced elite competition at the highest level, added a striking perspective to the debate. With first-hand experience against a 36-year-old Mayweather and close observation of Crawford's dominance over his contemporaries, Canelo was direct in his assessment. He stirred significant backlash by openly claiming that Crawford is far superior to Floyd.
The comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
For Canelo, the difference comes down to fight IQ and a guard that constantly changes shape. He pointed out that Crawford's smooth transition between orthodox and southpaw disrupts timing so effectively that opponents struggle to read his rhythm. When a future Hall of Famer studies a fighter and views him as a problem even Mayweather may not fully neutralize, it naturally forces the entire boxing world to take a much closer look.
With the GOATs, Shaquille O'Neal, Tom Brady, Terence Crawford, and himself, he said that Terence Crawford's resume is horrible. He beat no elite fighters other than Errol Spence. Said you beat nobody. You're a great fighter, but you beat nobody. But now he's saying that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather? And he's saying, as you heard him say, he needs all the experience to take into this fight with Terence Crawford because he's going to need it? I told y'all before, when he was asked about Terence Crawford a while back, and he said no, it was because of the style matchup, and he said he didn't like the movement, aka running, of Terence Crawford. But once he watched Terence Crawford fight with Israel Madrimov, he stated that he was more stationary and he liked the idea of fighting him because he feels like he's older. But as I told you guys, when he asked His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh to shrink the ring, give me the smallest ring possible, right? So that way he don't have to look for him, because his Achilles heel against Floyd Mayweather was not experience. It was his feet.
Criticizing Floyd Mayweather's legacy almost always brings an immediate and forceful response. His camp did not take long to push back, firmly rejecting the remarks from his critics. Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle and former trainer, publicly challenged Canelo's statement and tore into the claim. He framed those comments as the reaction of a fighter still dealing with frustration, attempting to reshape past narratives in his favor. Jeff also brought up a clear reminder from history, pointing to 2013 when a heavily favored prime Canelo was thoroughly outboxed by Mayweather, who was already past his athletic peak at the time. While the Mayweather side respects Crawford's skill set, they maintain that there are clear tiers in greatness. From their perspective, Crawford's defense, despite being exceptional, does not compare to the level of defensive mastery that defined Floyd's...
Terence Crawford said he would beat you. Terence Crawford said he would beat you. A lot of people didn't think so. I don't think so. But then you wrote a comment, God bless you, good luck, I wish you all... And everybody loved your response more than his comments. Why did you say that? Somebody else would have been, no, I would beat you.
Well, it just happened. I think he's lucky that he can fight me.
That would be great. So, right now, you're always in shape, you're always training, you're always running. What's the secret of you to still, at 47, to still be the best in the world, to be the face of boxing?
Discipline. You have to take care of your body. Discipline. The way you eat, and then the way you give your body rest.
Manny, you watched his fight against Canelo. Were you impressed by Crawford, his performance? Were you impressed with his performance?
It's not really in the top condition.
Is it hard?
Canelo is he's big, he's gained weight, so he's getting slower, but not like before.
Can he beat Crawford in a rematch, Canelo? Do you think he can figure it out? That he wants to rematch with Crawford, Canelo?
If he loses weight, he's big, so that's why it's low.
Moving past camp bias and personal loyalties, the physical reality of a hypothetical 147-pound matchup paints a much harsher picture. Sugar Shane Mosley, a former elite champion who famously managed to land a clean right hand on Mayweather in 2010, has also expressed support for Crawford in this debate. Mosley has cautioned that although Floyd's skill level is unquestionable, Crawford presents the more complete and dangerous overall threat. When breaking it down physically, Crawford enters the ring as the naturally larger fighter with a measurable 3-inch reach advantage. Even more significant is his ability to generate real stopping power with either hand, without needing to reset. Mayweather's entire approach was built on neutralizing his opponent's primary offense, but that strategy becomes far more complicated against a switch hitter capable of hurting him from both stances. This blend of size, versatility, and knockout threat leads many analysts to view Crawford as a stylistic nightmare matchup.
Rank now, all time, ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford's this generation guy, you know what I'm saying, accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades, you know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world of boxing. Every generation, from Floyd's generation to this generation, they get to see it come. That's just like, we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on. So
we're seeing all these crazy exhibitions. Maybe we see Floyd and Terence in an exhibition. That'd be something crazy as well.
Just to have two great guys that completed a lot of things in their life of boxing and come together and just give the fans something to talk.
But there's a deeper angle driving why this debate has suddenly intensified. The timing of Pacquiao's statement is impossible to ignore. At the same time, the boxing world is buzzing with strong speculation that a Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch has been finalized for September 19, 2026, expected to headline at the futuristic Sphere in Las Vegas. In combat sports promotion, every statement carries strategic weight. The question becomes whether Pacquiao is simply evaluating a hypothetical matchup between Floyd and Crawford, or whether something more calculated is at play. By emphasizing Crawford's advantages as a southpaw and breaking down possible openings in Mayweather's defense, Pacquiao could be indirectly influencing perception ahead of a major event. It subtly reinforces the idea that even a defensive genius isn't completely immune to a disciplined left-handed threat. Whether intentional or not, it functions as both analysis and high-level promotion at the same time.
This rematch because of the unfinished business in the first one. Like there's a doubt, like I'm supposedly won the fight, and there's a lot of distraction on the first fight. I got injured my shoulder, my rotator cuff, so that's why I got operated right after the fight. So we need rematch. So people deserve this.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, Jazz.
Go ahead.
Jazz, why is this the right moment for this rematch? Look at boxing. Look at how boxing's at the forefront of everything, right? I mean, it's the original legacy sport. You have people from everywhere watching it. It's global. And then Floyd and Manny's first fight was the highest grossing boxing event of all time, record breaking. So now you shift from the pay-per-view era into streaming era. You have Netflix, that's the dominant force. And look, they have positioned themselves as a premier producer and broadcaster in boxing, right? And for their live streams and whatnot, live events. So having Manny and Floyd on Netflix is the biggest thing in the streaming era, right? So they've done, these guys did it once in pay-per-view, and they're going to want to break all.
In the middle of legends debating other legends, the most unexpected response came from Crawford himself. When asked how he would approach a prime Mayweather, he refused to engage in the speculation. Instead of feeding the comparison, he made it clear that Floyd represents the best of his generation, while he considers himself the best of his own. He rejected the idea of ranking them against each other altogether. The answer came across as calm and controlled, reflecting a fighter fully aware of his own accomplishments. He showed no interest in borrowing Floyd's legacy to reinforce his own standing.
Is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Yet the argument continues to hang in the air, not going anywhere. If both fighters were to step into the ring at their peak and meet under the bright lights, who would actually leave undefeated when it's all over? That's the real question still dividing opinions. Share your take on it. Do you believe Terence Crawford could have solved the Floyd Mayweather puzzle at his very best? Leave your prediction in the comments below. That brings us to the end of this video. If you found it interesting, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future uploads. Also, drop your thoughts in the comments section and join the discussion. Until next time, take care and see you in the next one.